Hey, what's up, y'all? Was popping about to react to this honest vid. It's titled About Sabrina Carpenter. So he's gonna give his opinion about her album, I'm pretty sure. I already reacted to her album on my Patreon. Go check it out if you guys are interested. We had some great conversations over there about the album. So yeah, I'm really curious what he thinks about it specifically. I like hearing his takes on different projects. So yeah, let's watch.
Sabrina Carpenter has released her 6th studio album titled Short and Sweet. This comes after a major breakthrough for Sabrina after years upon years of releases. For those of you that don't know, Sabrina is a former Disney Channel star. Unfortunately, Sabrina's time as a Disney star came right after the height of stars like Miley Cyrus and
was that supposed to be a Boy Meets World ripoff? Oh my god. I've never heard of that before.
Gomez, which is really a golden age for Disney Channel and the power they held. Sabrina kind of slipped between the cracks, not necessarily receiving that level of promotion, and released major label albums that mostly connected to a small but loyal fan base that she acquired.
I mean, obviously she's gonna look different. She was a child, but yeah, if somebody showed me these pictures, I would have never connected the two, to be honest.
Time in Disney. Then there was the infamous Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett triangle, with there being heavy speculation.
Wait, so the people on my Patreon, they gave me the tea. Okay, we was gossiping in the comments about how there was some drama with Shawn Mendes and who's the other one? Camila. Somebody on my Patreon called her Camila Cabello. Child, call that woman a hoe. Anyway, so they gave me the tea about that situation, but I didn't know she was in another love triangle with Sabrina girl. What's happening?
That Sabrina is the blonde that Olivia refers to in driver's license. This incident unfortunately cast Sabrina into a negative light, and she seemed to get the short end of the stick. She stumbled with her response track, Skin, but quickly course-corrected once she released Because I Liked a Boy, a song that gave more of a personalized experience on who Sabrina is. Following this period is when Sabrina seemed to really catch her momentum as a pop star, and hone in on the Sabrina that people will ultimately remember her for. A very playful and snarky earnestness that can be found in a song like Feather, or just straight up sex-driven confidence on the song Nonsense. She also coincided with this new fun class of pop that seems to be getting a ton of attention right now. People like Charlie XCX and Chaperone. That reminds us that pop can still be personal, fun, and danceable after nearly a decade of slow, moody sounds sweeping the pop landscape. All the stars aligned when she released Espresso, a catchy Doja Meets the Cardigans earworm where Sabrina is sexy and confident. It took her to heights she'd never seen before, and served as the catalyst for being her big commercial breakthrough. However, with the song Please Please Please, Sabrina decided to slow things down. Produced by Jack Antonoff, it was a stark contrast from Espresso and took on a more country pop approach. It was met with some skepticism, but ultimately it became her first Billboard #1 hit. I think it's one of the smartest things she could have done. People were likely expecting another dance banger, but she gave a ballad. It shows her new audience that she can do both. And that leads us to Short and Sweet, a short collection of songs. At only 12 tracks, Sabrina says that the title is in tribute to the short, intense relationships that she's had that turns out to be some of her most important relationships. The opening track Taste is built on the soundscape of classic 80s and 70s soft rock, where Sabrina talks about how her ex's new girl will taste Sabrina when she kisses him. I think her vocals are a little too processed on this song, but otherwise she sounds pretty effortless. Good Graces is Sabrina's attempt at some 90s R&B, and while it doesn't sound bad, it is very forgettable. There's a lot of yacht rock influence to be found on this record on songs like Bad Kim and Dumb and Poetic, where she keeps her playfulness intact, but I do think there are some moments in both of these songs where she kind of oversells her playfulness to the point that it feels very caricature-like. Slim Pickens sounds like a song that prime Shania Twain would have penned. Juno's chorus sounds big and as if it was engineered to be a big sing-along song. It keeps intact those yacht rock influences and sees Sabrina talking about wanting to have a baby with someone. Lots of Girls sounds like a Taylor Swift influenced acoustic number, and I really like the lyrical aspect of this song. I think it's very unique.
Which one is Taylor influence? Because I reacted to that album too. I didn't hear no Taylor inspiration.
Number, and I have a baby with someone. Lots of Girls sounds like a Taylor Swift influenced acoustic number, and I really like the lyrical aspect of this song. I think it's very unique. Sabrina talks about how you don't have to lie to someone.
Oh, Lot of Girls? Really? I didn't get Taylor at all. But listen, I have some strong thoughts about this song, alright? But yeah, I didn't get Taylor, but whatever.
To get to where you want to be with them.
I don't know Taylor, let's be clear. I'm certain he knows Taylor a lot better than I know her. So I'm just running my mouth. I heard that one album from her, and that is my last.
Enough. They will like to.
And I can't stand whenever I hear. Listen, whenever I react to somebody's album and it's just not hitting, people always, you should check out this one. And this first album in 1986 was better. Child. If that didn't impress me with this recent project, I don't want to go back and listen to the old shit. It's not giving that. You know, but people in the comments on YouTube were saying this heavily when I mentioned that I reacted to it. So it's funny because they just assumed that I didn't like it, which I didn't. But I didn't even say I didn't. But they just knew that it was bad. So like, no, you need to go listen to such and such. And I'm like, no.
Themselves and convince themselves that you are the one. It's the kind of brutal honesty to appreciate in a pop song. The album ends with Don't Smile, an 80s R&B slow jam where Sabrina talks about not wanting her ex to move on. Flipping the classic saying, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, Sabrina instead says, don't smile because it happened, cry because it's over. I think the album manages to be relatively cohesive, even given all of the genre hopping. I do think the production suffers from being too safe at certain points. There are a good amount of hooks throughout the record, but every lyric or joke certainly doesn't land. I think what this album succeeds in more than anything is presenting the new Sabrina Carpenter. She definitely feels far more developed than her previous releases, and like she's nailing down her niche. And I think it will definitely service her career for the best. But I hope to see bolder production and vocal choices, as well as more balance between her fun and serious side as she continues. Because some of her writing feels like it's pandering so hard exclusively to the world of TikTok. Her usage of yacht rock as a sonic inspiration is also pretty unique for the current pop mainstream. I also think that for the most part, the singles are the real highlights for this record. If you're looking for something as breezy and upbeat as Espresso, then you're only going to find it on that song, because the rest of the album tends to take a more laid-back approach. So Short and Sweet is a little uneven, but for the most part, it lives up to its name.
Which one? I thought he was going to show the ones he don't like. Very interesting. So he thinks she's pandering to the TikTok audience. This is the first album that I've heard from her, so I just assume that this is her aesthetic. This quirky, upbeat, funny, demeanor that she gives off. I thought that was just specific to her, and that's what she did on her other projects as well. But if this is the only project that she's done it on, and the previous ones were completely different, that is interesting. Y'all let me know if that's the case, because he sounds like he's listening to the other ones. But yeah, interesting hearing his thoughts. If you want to hear my thoughts, link down below to my Patreon. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you're going to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!